Most people think their bug-out bag, their go bag, and their everyday carry are all the same thing. They're not. And if you don't understand the difference, you're setting yourself up for gaps that could really hurt you when an emergency actually happens, or when our ever-crumbling civilization finally collapses. In this video, I'm breaking down the difference between your emergency kit and your everyday carry, what each is designed to do, and how they fit together, so you're never caught unprepared, no matter where you are. What an emergency kit really is. Let's start with the big one, the emergency kit. This is your home-based survival system. It's designed to keep you and your family alive and stable for at least 72 hours or more when something big happens. Power outage, storm, evacuation, grid failure. Think of it as your temporary lifeline. It usually lives in one place, a closet, a garage, or your vehicle trunk. And it's built for staying put or for bugging out if you need to. Here's what it should always include. Water and purification system. Sawyer Mini water purification tablets. Don't cheap out here. Food for at least 3 days. This should be separate than what you have in your pantry and in your core at-home food storage, which should consist of food stacked to the rafters. First aid and medications. Everything from trauma and casualty care to over-the-counter meds and prescriptions. Please have at least one dang tourniquet and know how to use it. Lighting, batteries, and backup power. I include communication here. A few radios, portable power bank, batteries, and some headlamps or flashlights will suffice. Tools, multi-use gear, duct tape, tarp. I always include a hatchet and a small crowbar. Tools increase operational efficiency. Copies of documents, driver's license, emergency cash. Have a healthy selection of small bills. You might have to stop at a convenience store that doesn't have power, or maybe the card readers are down. But the clerk may not feel bad about parting with a case of water for a crisp 20. Your emergency kit is about sustainability, keeping you alive at least for a short term when systems stop working. When a storm knocks out power for 3 days, this is what feeds you, hydrates you, and keeps you informed until the grid hopefully comes back. It's what makes the difference between panic or control. Everyday carry, the mini survival system. Now, let's talk about your everyday carry, or EDC. If your emergency kit is your home base, your EDC is your personal insurance policy. It's not designed for 3 days, it's designed for 3 hours. Your EDC lives on you, in your pockets, on your belt, maybe in a high-speed tactical fanny pack. The goal is to have enough capability on you to handle a small-scale emergency or facilitate your survival until you can get back to your main kit. That could mean getting stuck in traffic during a wildfire evacuation, a sudden blackout while you're shopping, or even something as simple as a car breakdown in the wrong weather. A good EDC isn't bulky, it's strategic. Here's what that might look like. A multi-tool or small fixed blade, or both if you're addicted to these things like I am. Flashlight or keychain light at least. Lighter or ferro rod. But come on, nothing beats a nice cheap Bic. First aid. These days there are extremely creative companies that enable quite a bit of first aid capability in sneaky places. Looking at you, Refuge Medical. Power bank and charging cable. In the big 2025, who doesn't keep a power bank on them at all times? My good old iPhone 13 only lasts for 26 minutes in between charges. Water bottle or collapsible filter straw. I like the smart water bottle and Sawyer Mini. The dang thing fits perfectly on the smart water bottle. Cash and important contacts card. And last but not least, you need a firearm. Evil exists in the world. Do not be nor let your family become a statistic. I don't care what brand it is, the caliber, what it costs, or how cool it looks. Train with it, become deadly with it. Be ready physically and mentally to distribute lethal force if necessary for the preservation of life. Everything should fit comfortably in your pockets, on your belt, or in your super cool fanny pack. EDC isn't about carrying your whole life. It's about giving yourself just enough edge to handle anything until you get home. How they work together. Think of your preparedness setup like a pyramid. At the top, your EDC, always with you, small, fast, mobile. Middle, your vehicle or get-home bag. This is your bridge between the two. Base, your emergency kit, which supports you and your family long-term. These layers cover every situation. Your EDC keeps you alive in the first hour. Your vehicle bag keeps you alive for a day. Your emergency kit keeps you alive for the week. It's about coverage, not clutter. You don't need to be a doomsday prepper to understand the value of redundancy. You need to be smart, because even a flat tire in freezing weather can turn dangerous fast. Let me give you an example. A viewer recently commented that he always carried a small EDC, flashlight, multi-tool, tourniquet, and phone charger. One night on the highway, he came across a wrecked vehicle in the dark. His flashlight helped him check for survivors before first responders arrived. That same flashlight, part of a $25 EDC setup, made the difference. He didn't need his full bug-out bag. He didn't need his emergency kit. He just needed what was on him. That's how it works in real life. Small gear, big impact. Your emergency kit is your safety net. Your everyday carry is your lifeline. Together, they make sure you're never helpless, no matter where you are when things go wrong. If this helped you, share it with someone who's just getting started and check the links below for my recommended EDC and emergency gear kits. Everything I trust and actually use. Stay prepared, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next one.